You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
Or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On Radio stream. It is Monday, May 27th, the holiday. Was it Memorial Day? Is that what it is? Labor Day? Not Labor Day, Memorial Day. Yeah, the flags are everywhere. Hope you're having a great day off. I know I did. I'm glad you could make it here. I didn't expect, everybody to show up, or anybody really. Every show I don't expect anybody to show up, but I'm glad you did, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And you would think that it would be over by now, right? We wouldn't be talking about disclosure, but it seems to be the thing that is still popular on Twitter and amongst the chat rooms, forums, and all the paranormal places that I've been visiting. It's just like, I guess the New York Times article had a little bit to add fuel to the fire. We'll talk about that. I think disclosure is a little bit confusing. If this is what you want to call disclosure happening at a slower pace, you can say that. At a slow pace, like drip, drip. Here's an article that'll hold you over for a month, and here's a TV show, Project Blue Book, that'll hold you over for 2 months, maybe three months, and then and then every now and then, there'll be something on Fox. Doesn't it seem that way? Nothing from the New York Times for 18 months, and then they come out with the article. What was it, yesterday or the day before? Talking about how these pilots saw a sphere in a cube. You know, you really... Now, if they're lying about it, I'd be surprised. But to get an article like that from the New York Times after 18 months of silence from them, it's like, holy macadamian, really? Pilots saw that, and the story's amazing. Well, I just told you. But it's interesting, but it also confuses me just a little bit. Because... And I was just talking to Dave Scott about this from Space Out Radio. We were just discussing this. It's really weird how just a few years ago, I was struggling to talk about anything in ufology, you know, and a year ago, 18 months ago, whenever, December 16th, 2017, if you want to be exact, when To the Stars Academy made their announcement. We are now going to bring UFOs to the public like you've never seen before. And these are the people. As Tom DeLonge continues. Hal Puthoff. What do we got? Semi Van over there. Jimmy, how you doing? Lou Elizondo wasn't even thought of. Well, he might have been a thought of. Not that the schlong knows of, but... This is such... I have been so negative that disclosure is not going to happen. And then more stuff just keeps happening. Okay? You know, they want to force UAP on us. In a way, I kind of understand why now. Maybe I didn't read about it, but UAP... was the term that was only used around the Pentagon and, in close quarters behind government doors. That wasn't a public term yet. So, and Dave just reminded me, Hillary Clinton, I think, was on Jimmy Kimmel's show. And he's talking about this, are you going to get UFOs to come out? She goes, well, they're now called UAPs. She was the one who brought it out. I remember that because I was watching that. And she said UAP, and I'm like, oh boy. Now you want to call it something else. Well, that's what they called it in the government. They didn't call them UFOs. And if you did, you were corrected, I guess. We don't call them UFOs here, bro. You're in the government now. It's UAP. Oh. What does UAP stand for? Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. Phenomenon? Phenomena. Why? We don't ask why, Corporal. We just do. And that's what they're doing. And they're pushing this new narrative on us. And in a way, I understand why. They don't want to associate UFOs that's been used in the public with their government slang term of UAPs. Before we get any further, we're back to Nos. I bought 6 of them. I bought 6. They don't come in 6-packs, but I bought 6. Is a very good drink. All of my friends in America, they drink the Nos. Anytime you want to look for balloon, drink Red Bull. You want to see UFOs? Nos. Correct it. Oh, that sounds better than a Red Bull, doesn't it? All right, this is freaking cold. Yeah. Alrighty then. So UAP, I understand it. But I don't think you bring UAP out to the public and use it. Just go back to UFO. A lot of people agree with me. A lot of people. It's weird. I didn't think people would miss UFO if they said UAP, but a lot of people like saying UFO. It's UFO. It's flying. By the way, for those of you who are new here, never been to this YouTube channel or this show, there are times where we get an interference, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's a glitch in my computer. Got a diagnostic test yesterday. It's 100% fine. So it's not my computer. My drivers are up to date. But the show will cut out. And it'll take me 7 minutes to come back. But if you stay in the chat room and just chill out or come back in 7 minutes, the show will be back up. Now, I'm not going over the 2-hour mark. So if the show blanks out at 1 hour and 50 minutes, don't expect me to come back for the last 4 minutes of the show, whatever it'll be, 13 minutes. All right. So with that being said, UAP was born, and we had the announcement of To the Stars Academy. We had the, as a matter of fact, let me get a little timeline here of dates, because I was also talking to someone else, which I don't know if she would want me to mention her name, but we shared some discussion today about the events and the timeline of events for To the Stars Academy. And of course, it's going to be hard for me to find because, you know, I can never have it go smoothly. Right? Yeah. See? Of course. Now I got to type it in. Because I did. I saved it. It was right here. This is just the way it works. And somebody's alarm's going off. Let's listen. This is the life I live. All right, here we go. So we did have the announcement in... I'm really losing. I'm going to lose my everything right now. I don't know why this is jumping around. It's like somebody else has control of my mouse. And it just started going all over. All right, here we go. Like, all right, 12/16/2017. It's been 2 years that the To the Stars Academy was announced. April 23rd was the Navy announcement. That was for their new guidelines. It seems like it was 2 weeks ago to me. So here we go. DeLong announces To the Stars Academy on the 16th. He also... Oh, I'm sorry. October 17th. Sorry. I don't know what I said. I just repeated. Does an interview with Joe Rogan. I thought that was a different month. That couldn't have been the same day. Anyway, December 17th. Wait a minute. The New York Times article came out on December? I thought it was after that. Man, my timing's way off, I guess. The March 18th. March of 18. The Go Fast video was released. Something's wrong with this. 12 of 2017. The Tic Tac video, which we're going to talk about tonight. I found this guy who talks about how the Tic Tac UFO flies. It's pretty interesting, although the guy interviewing him is annoying, to say the least. March of 2019, or in January, they brought out the, Project Blue Book. There's some stuff missing in this timeline, right? Then April of 2019, the new UFO reporting guidelines from the Navy. And then the second article, New York Times article, on ATIP and Navy pilots. Very, very interesting. I'm going to pull it over and read this here real quick. Because I don't think there's a video. I don't think that's a video. No one in, and this is the article, it says no one in the Defense Department is saying that the objects were extraterrestrial, and experts emphasize that earthly explanations can generally be found for such incidents. But the objects have gotten the attention of the Navy. Some of the sightings described by the Times have been reported on before. A declassified military video made public last March showed 2 Navy pilots being caught off guard after a flying object without a wing, tail, or exhaust plume crossed their path in 2015. "Wow, what is that, man?" One of the pilots is heard saying in the clip, "Look at that flying." The Times article comes a month after the announcement of the Navy's new UFO policy. The Navy said in April that it was updating and formalizing the process by which pilots can report unidentified or unauthorized flying objects. It did not believe that aliens had intruded into U.S. airspace, a Navy official told CNN at the time, but the Navy said in a statement that it had received a number of reports of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft entering various military-controlled ranges and designated airspace in recent years. These kinds of incursions can be both a security risk and pose a safety hazard for both Navy and Air Force aviation, the statement said. For safety and security concerns, the Navy and the U.S. Air Force take these reports very seriously and investigates each and every report. Lieutenant Ryan Graves, a Navy pilot who said he's seen these strange flying objects with his own eyes and reported them to his superiors, told the Times that safety concerns were raised among members of his squadron following his colleagues' close call with the UFO in 2014. They feared that it was going to be a matter of time before someone had a midair collision. That's crazy. I mean, that's just nuts. Imagine. Seriously. Guys, what I'm reading to you, hold on a second. What I'm reading to you is something we have never read on air before from a pilot. I mean, we've heard the stories, in the last couple of years. I'm talking in the New York Times. This is unprecedented. And this is why Dave and I were like, Dave calls me up and he goes, "You know what I'm thinking? And give me your opinion on this." And I said, okay. As he's asking me what I think about the disclosure and the timeline of events, I myself have been pondering those thoughts here on the show, but also just, throughout the day, I'm like, what if they're already here? What if something happened that has never happened before? I brought up one scenario that could make sense. Was that, okay, maybe the aliens are here or whatever. Maybe we've been trying to make contact and understand their language, just like the movie Arrival, which is weird that movie came out when it did. Right around the time, 2 Stars Academy. So anyway, I don't know if they had a hard time figuring out what the aliens want, who they were. It may have taken a lot to get to this point. It could have taken